Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to another live stream, and it's a beautiful day. I just got out of the pool, and it's a bit of an update live stream. I haven't done an update in a while. I did a live stream last night. For those of you who missed it, I was having some issues trying to trying to have an upload on my channel because I do live streams through my phone, and it was just acting a little strange, so I had to turn that off and had to delete that video, unfortunately. But here I am again. So on live streaming, it's really nice out today. Hey, thanks for joining in. How's it going? I see somebody thumbs up the the stream. I haven't seen some of my usual people on here. I haven't seen Rising. I haven't seen Madame. I haven't seen a lot of the regulars come in. Yeah, it's kind of strange. Plane just flew by. But yeah, no, just chilling today. I actually got done painting a little bit. I'll show you guys that here in a few. I'll probably be putting some pictures up on my Instagram, and yeah, I actually to update my main channel here to have the links for my other platforms. So yeah, be on the lookout for that on my main channel. But yeah, let me just flip the camera and show you how beautiful it is today. Oh, there we go. Yep, nice clear sky today. There we go. Yeah, my hair is crazy. Yeah, I just got out of the pool a little while ago, so I didn't, brush this hair yet, but I will. But yeah, just wanted to do a live stream for a while, talk to you guys a little bit, see how everyone's doing. Probably chill up here for a few minutes, and then I'll go downstairs and I'll show you some of the paintings I did. I'm waiting for one of them to dry, which it shouldn't be too long now. It should be dry here in a few as well. Usually with the paint, it's said to let it dry for at least an hour. But I think it should be dry. It should be dry. So I'll definitely check that out. Should have brought my sunglasses out. Should have brought my sunglasses so that way the sun's not directly in my eye. Yep. Gonna have some updates coming up about this channel and the second channel, the Pressure Zone channel. There's going to be more videos on the Pressure Zone channel coming out soon. You've probably been hearing me say that a lot, but no, in actuality, there's going to be more Pressure Zone videos. There's going to be more videos for my main channel here, probably more live streams, depending on what's going on, depending on how busy I am. I know this week might be a little bit busy. I got some family coming over, and next week I have another guest coming over, so we'll see. We'll see what we'll do. And I'm gonna be actually taking up painting as a hobby. So that's something. Hey, thanks for joining in on the stream. How you doing, man? Or girl, or whoever it is. Feel free to say hi. But yeah, I was gonna show some of the paintings here in a minute. I actually woke up. Hi, Michael. How's it going, man? Everything good? That's good. I haven't been able to film. Okay, I have no idea what happened there. I actually had to reconnect. Okay. Having some issues up here while I stream, so I'm just going to move back down below, so that way hopefully the stream doesn't cut out again. Probably have better signal there. But yeah, no. Okay. Yeah, it does. It does. I just okay. It should be fine now. I just reconnected it to the internet, so it shouldn't cut out anymore. But yeah, sorry about that. Hopefully it's better now. Oh, somebody else joined in on the stream. How you doing? Let me just set my phone there. Okay, how is it looking so far? Is it good now? Okay, good. Anyway, I was saying that I actually wanted to apologize to you, Michael, that I hadn't done a whole lot for the Pressure Zone channel. I've been working on this project for the Pressure Zone channel with a dear friend of mine that is still in the works, is still in the filming process. But there will be more videos coming out soon, more short, inflation-themed videos. I just been focused on a couple things that were going on, that and a couple of personal stuff that's been happening. Nothing bad, nothing major or anything, but just little day-to-day kind of stuff. I just wanted to apologize, for the lack of uploads. That's good. Yeah, so lately I've been taking up painting as a hobby. There's one here, and usually how I paint stuff, I don't really paint, like, I just kind of started out painting, so this is all like beginner stuff. But I just love doing this as a hobby. It helps relieve stress, and it's just, to me, relaxing. It's just really calm. I don't know, kind of therapeutic for me. It's like when I write or when I go out for a walk, when I do stuff, it helps relieve stress and it helps, me feel good. So I'm going to show you what I have, and this is just mostly what I like to call doodling. There's one of mine. That one might have to touch up just a little bit. The other one looks amazing. The other one I think is perfectly fine. So that one, well, maybe not amazing, but yeah, I like the way the other one looks. More this one, I like some aspects of it. I might change some others. So we'll definitely see about that. But did you have any questions or? Wesley West. I love your username. I definitely love that. Are you new to the channel? Here's a question for you, Wesley West. Were you subscribed to this channel, or were you subscribed to the Pressure Zone channel and then found this channel through Pressure Zone? Oh, okay. So from the Pressure Zone. Just as a question, this is why I usually love to ask people who either subscribe to this channel or to the other channel. I love to ask them what their favorite video is so far from channel. So I guess in this case, what's your favorite video from the Pressure Zone channel? I know. It's a difficult choice. I would say the video that I'm actually really proud of how it came out was the most recent one I did, the hot sauce prank video. I think that one's my favorite just because of how well it came out. I think that one's my favorite just because of how it was executed. That I did. I would say that one's my favorite that I've done so far. For a Pressure Zone channel. For my main channel here, I don't know. It's the same thing too. I try not to pick favorites. I try to treat every video, as one of my best, like one of my babies. But for Pressure Zone, I definitely have to say, because of how well it came out, it would be the hot sauce prank. Oh, I'm trying to remember. Was that the one with the Oreos? Yeah. That's that one came out pretty good too. That one came out pretty good. Let me just bug in my art set. Yeah, that's one. Yeah. That was a fun one to do too. That was a good one. Gonna have to get some more paint soon. Gonna have to definitely get more paint. I have some good selection of colors here. I want to get more. I'm definitely gonna get more acrylic paint soon. Probably even some metallic ones. I love metallic colors, so I'm gonna get that for when I decide to paint some more. Oh, nice. That's good. That's cool. I just recently taken up painting as a hobby, so it's just like a little thing I like to do, pass the time. I would say my favorite one that I've done so far, only because I love the colors that worked out well, is this one here. I know, a little bizarre, but it's kind of my style. That's my style. Yeah. But this one I want to change a little bit because I'm not really 100% happy with how it came out. I mean, it's not bad, but I like the circles I added here. I think those actually ended up good. I might change this definitely going to change the bottom here. This one I'm going to redo. I'm going to touch up that, so that one's going to look much better than what it is now. But yeah, did you guys have any questions or, anything you wanted to ask me, either pressure zone related or, non-pressure zone related? If that makes any sense. Feel free to ask any questions you want. But here's the thing, I will say this. It has to be PG-13. This is a very PG-13 channel. I say that very, with a lot of gusto. Very PG-13. Yeah. Yeah, so do you have any questions or, anything you wanted to ask or anything you were curious about? Okay. The filter for the pool should be going off here in a bit. Usually we have it run for a few hours. Do I use Adobe Premiere? I do not use Adobe at the moment. Right now I'm actually using trying to remember what the editing software I use is. It's like a version of iMovie, and I guess you could say it's a little bit like Adobe Premiere. But it's a pretty good editing software that I've been using that I'm still playing around with. Plane going back. But I remember back when I took classes back in high school, I did use Adobe Premiere, and although I did enjoy it, at the same time it was hard for me to figure out. That's why I like this editing software that I use now, because it's pretty, hands-on. It's pretty like, hey, it's pretty good, and it's non-linear, which it's a lot easier to follow. At least in my opinion. I prefer using the software that I have now. But I did consider using Adobe Premiere, but I need a better computer for that, to edit, to add more memory. Because right now with my computer, I made the mistake of getting a desktop that, it's not able to be, made to add more memory. If that makes sense, it just has the memory that it comes with. It's not one of those things you'd be like, oh, let me add an extra, more memory to this or processor or whatever. It's one of those ones where it's like what you have is what you get. So that was my mistake on that part. But so far it's still working fine. It's done well. It's done me well so far. Knock on wood. So that way. But I have considered getting Adobe Premiere at one point. Oh, speaking of PG-13, this is something I wanted to ask you guys because I was curious about. I'm doing stuff using a fast PC. Yeah, that's what I need. I need a faster desktop for that. But we'll see what the future holds. It all just depends. Sorry, shaking up the paint here, so that way next time I use it, I don't have to. Oh, this is actually my favorite color of blue right here. Admiral blue. Love this color blue. Oh, right, what I was saying about PG-13. Yeah, I was wanting to ask you guys if you have seen the new Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark movie. And if so, what were your thoughts about it? Because I'm meaning to do a video soon doing my review about the movie Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. So I just want to hear what you guys, what you all thought about Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Yeah, no, well, I'm gonna do my little mini review on here, I guess. While I'm on here, I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I thought it was a very solid horror film in general. It went a different route that I kind of would have what I would have liked to have seen from it, at least in my opinion, I love their decision to be like, hey, we want this to be for all ages in a way. We want this to be PG-13. We want to introduce these classic stories to a new audience, which is fine. I really appreciate what they did, and I respect their decision for doing that. Which, in a way, they made a movie that appeased both fans of the books that grew up with the books, and also appeased new audiences to be like, hey, wonder where this comes from, and try to search up the books and the artwork. So I appreciate that, but what I would have loved to have seen, and a couple guys on the We Watched a Movie channel, said this, which I think would have been amazing. If they had actually gone full R, like full R rated, but not do the whole, story that they did, but instead have it be like an anthology movie. Have it be like a horror anthology, and have take a few highlighted stories that are considered to be the best ones, like the really popular ones, like the Harold story, the Big Toe story, the Dream story. Like, taking some of these stories and turn them into segments, as like a Tales from the Crypt or a Creepshow kind of vibe. Yeah, I know. I would have really appreciated them doing that, but at the same time, as for what it is, I thought it was very well done, and I really enjoyed it. And it was surprisingly brutal in a lot of parts. I didn't expect it to go. Really, in all honesty, I don't want to give any spoilers for those of you who haven't seen it, but I'll do a spoiler review for it to talk about some highlight points about the movie. But I really did enjoy it. I actually would recommend seeing this. I would say my favorite part of the movie, because this urban legend always freaked me out, or this folklore, this folktale, it always freaked me out, the red spot. Because I hate spiders. That's one of the few things. I'm not afraid of spiders, I just don't like them. So that story, I thought how they executed that segment was very well done. I really thought they handled that very well, and it was pretty intense for what they ended up doing with that. I could imagine if they actually gone the full R-rated, it could have gone way more extreme, but I still appreciate what they ended up doing with that. So I would say that's my favorite segment in the movie, because of just how creepy crawly it is. Not scared of them either. Oh, you're saying I'm not scared of spiders, I just don't like them. I don't want one crawling up on me. I have this weird thing about things going on. I'm like, I don't care if it's a spider. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't want it. But I would say that was one of my favorite parts of the movie. And the you see him in the trailer a little bit. The Janky Man, I think that's what he's called, or the Jingly Man. I can't remember what he's called, but the one that contorts its body and all that. That I thought was done really well. So all in all, I would give the movie, I guess, 7 out of 10, which I think is fair. I think it's a solid 7 out of 10, at least for me. And now, talking about Creepshow, there's Shudder's having their Creepshow TV show, or their series that's coming on their streaming service, which looks impressive. I saw the trailer for it online. It looks pretty interesting. I'm interested to see where they're going to go with that. I know Jordan Peele. Right now, I'm actually watching, with the family, Jordan Peele's Twilight Zone show. So far, we watched the first 4 episodes, and they're pretty decent. There are some that I like more than others. The most recent, the one that we watched, A Traveler. That one was one that we all just thought, huh, that's weird. And it's not great. It was just one of those things that, it's different, but it's not the different that I like. It's like one of those where I'm like, could have been better. But the ones before it, I really liked. The first episode I thought was very well written and well done. The Comedian. Yeah, no, it's decent. It's pretty good so far. Like I said, it's only 10 episodes for the first season, and they just got renewed for a second season. So hopefully the second season ends up better. And from what I heard, people say that the last episode, they consider that to be the best one that they've done so far. I don't know yet, because I haven't gotten that far. But I really think The Comedian is a very solid episode, like a great a pilot or whatever, a great start episode for a series. The second episode they did, which was a retelling of Nightmare 20,000 Feet, that one was solid. That one was good. That one was very decent. The one I actually really enjoyed, even though I wish they would have changed the ending, is Replay. That's one I really loved the story. I just wish they would have changed the ending. But that's just me. That's just my my thought on it. My thoughts on that particular episode. I'm pretty sure once I seen the whole series, I'll do a ranking video on episode, like how I rank the episodes from Jordan Peele's Twilight Zone. And I really love what Jordan Peele's doing, and he plays the narrator in the show, and he's doing a great job. He's doing really good. Now here's the thing: no one can match the screen presence or the presence that Rod Serling had for the original Twilight Zone or even Night Gallery. No one can match that. And I really love that Jordan Peele's doing his own thing. He's doing his own thing, and when you watch the series, you can tell he respects the hell out of Twilight Zone. He has a love and respect for the series, so that's why I actually was really happy to hear when, at first when I heard like, oh, they're rebooting Twilight Zone, I was like, I don't know. I'm like, nah, they already did that before. But then I heard Jordan Peele's behind it, and I'm like, okay, I'm on board, because for those of you who don't know, I love Jordan Peele's films. I loved Get Out. Get Out I thought was a really good horror film. But the film I loved even more than Get Out, just because of how different it was and how bizarre, is Us. Us was exceptionally great. I would say Us is hands down my favorite of Jordan Peele's movies that he's done so far. I hope he gets the opportunity to do more. I really hope he does, because I really think he's a very solid filmmaker, and he respects horror as a genre and mystery and sci-fi. He's just a great writer in general. I'm looking forward. I'm not sure how much involvement he has with the Candyman remake. I think his company's producing it, and I think he's like executive producer. I'm not sure how much involvement he has, though. I am interested to see where they're going to go with Candyman. And I like the cast choice that they have for Candyman. One thing to actually respect that they did, because initially, I'm not sure if you guys have heard about this, but when they first did Candyman, they announced like, okay, we're doing Candyman, it's going to be our own thing. We have this guy, we have all these things aligned. There was no mention of Tony Todd. No mention of the original Candyman being involved in the project, because they never asked him. And Tony Todd, he felt hurt by this. He was hurt by this. He was hurt in the sense of like, well, mostly I get my horror from HBO. Sci-Fi has done some pretty solid horror shows, and HBO too. HBO has done some pretty good ones too. But the thing is, when it comes to, when Tony Todd wasn't involved, it hurt him. It hurt him in the sense of like, he knew that he wasn't going to come back to play Candyman. He knew that. He's like, hey, look, I don't mind, them redoing Candyman. I'm happy for it, but I feel kind of hurt that they didn't ask me, that, I'm not involved in a way in this project. Now, when there was this whole big outroar about that, they had since been like, hey, you know what? We were in the wrong for doing that. And they actually asked Tony Todd to come on board with the project. And he did. Tony Todd, he's now involved in the project to the sense he's going to be in the movie. He's going to be in the remake. They haven't said as to what extent who he's playing in the remake. I know he's not playing Candyman, but I respected that they were like, hey, we made a mistake. Come on board. So that's why I respect about them in the sense that, whereas most filmmakers be like, screw you guys, we're not going to have you. Like the guys that did the Nightmare on Elm Street reboot that didn't even ask John Saxon or any of the original actors to come back. In fact, John Saxon said in an interview that if he was approached to have a cameo in the 2010 Nightmare on Elm Street remake, he would have said yes. He would have been on board for it. But the thing is, they just never asked him. And now they're going to be rebooting Nightmare on Elm Street again. But it's rumored now. It's rumored because the director of Crawl, who also directed the Hills Have Eyes remake and Maniac, and who did the movie High Tension, somebody asked him this when he was doing an interview for for the movie Crawl, which I heard is good. I heard Crawl is really good. Somebody asked him, what's a film that you would like to reboot? Like, what's a series that you would like to do that you haven't done yet? And he said in the interview, I would love to do Nightmare on Elm Street. He said he would love to touch upon that world that Wes Craven created, and there's so much creativity you can do with the nightmare scenes, and so much that where you can take the character of Freddy. Now, him saying that, it gives me hopes that maybe he's going to be in charge of being the helm of the Nightmare on Elm Street remake. And if he is, I'm looking forward to that because he actually has done some great films, and so I've heard too. And if there's anyone that can remake Nightmare on Elm Street and do it well, it would be him. And Robert Englund even gave his idea of who he would like Freddy to play, like who he would like to see play Freddy. He actually suggested Kevin Bacon. I told my brother this, and we actually had this long discussion about this of how they can do Nightmare on Elm Street, how they can remake it and make it work, make it to where it would be a solid film. And really, Kevin Bacon would be perfect for the for that character. I feel because he can play creepy really well. He can play menacing and creepy very well. Don't believe me? Look at X-Men First Class. He plays the villain in that, and he was one of the highlights of that movie. At least in my mind, he was a great villain. So I really can see him doing the villain role. I can see him doing it and doing it well. Yeah. But that's just yeah. And me and my brother have these talks about film, and we have a love and appreciation for movies. There was we had this talk because he told me about this. He saw the Child's Play remake when it came out, or the reboot when it first came out. He asked me if I seen it yet, and I told him that I hadn't. And he's like, "Well, when you see it, let me know because I want to hear what you feel about this." So I was like, "Okay, cool." So later that weekend, me and my dad, we went to see Child's Play. And let me just start off by saying this: I was never a huge fan of the Child's Play series. It's not that I hate it. I just was one of those ones where I'm like, it's okay. It's fine. Only because I think Chucky is the least menacing villain ever. Because it's like, okay, well, he's like a football. It's like, comes at you, tries to stab your ankle, kick him, be flying across the room. He's pretty easy to avoid, at least in my mind. So when we saw the reboot, and I love what they did with him because they actually made him menacing and made him pretty intimidating. But also, you felt sympathy for, Chucky in this one. And first of all, let me see this. Oh, you were into the original series? Yeah, and that's fine. That's fine. Like I said, there's some, in the original series that, some stuttering here. Some of the movies from the original series that I enjoy, that I liked, that I'll watch more than the other ones. I think the one I remember I would watch the most is widely considered to be one of the worst ones in the series. Or, before Seed of Chucky and Bride of Chucky, when it became a flat-out comedy. I actually really love Child's Play 3. I like Child's Play 3 because that's when it started to become more of a comedy. That's when it started to add more dark humor, and that's one I really appreciated out of the whole series. Where I actually found myself enjoying the series was Child's Play 3 is where I found myself like, okay, I can get on board with this. And I think it had a lot to do with the fact it was in a military academy, and it had to deal with one scene in particular, which is my favorite kill, because it's almost a non-kill. For those of you probably know what I'm talking about. In Child's Play 3 is when the head guy of the school comes in, and the girls were messing with the Chuck doll, like putting lipstick on, and so Chucky's trying to wipe the lipstick off, but it looks like he smeared like war paint on his lips. So here's Chucky. He comes out with the huge knife, and he's like, ha, ha, ha. He does that, and the dean of the school just goes, he falls over and dies, and Chucky's like, "You're kidding me, right, man? I didn't even get to do anything." Right, and that's why this is the thing that I'll say this about the Child's Play series, the original series I appreciate and love about it, is that they kept everything within continuity. Even as crazy as the series went, it still kept within continuity. It kept picking up where the last one left off, which is something that's really rare with most sequels. They rarely do that at all. And that's something that I appreciate about the original series. The only other film series I can think that did that well was Critters. Critters is one of those movies where it's like, hey, each movie picks up where the last one left off. And that's what I love about the Critters series and the Child's Play series, in the sense of they keep everything within continuity. That's something that I love about the series. And most horror films, or even regular films in general, barely follow that formula. Look at Halloween. Halloween is one of those series that's been retconned a whole lot. Like just now. Like now with the new series that's going on, they're like, okay, we're ignoring all the other sequels that have happened and saying the first one happened. Well, I'm like, really, dudes? You're doing this? This is like I'm not sure how many times, because first, this is how the series went. There was Halloween, Halloween 2. You can skip Halloween 3, because Halloween 3 doesn't really have anything to do with Halloween 1 or 2. Halloween 4, 5, and 6. That kept like a timeline flowing. Then Halloween H2O came out. Because of Halloween 6 and how confusing and convoluted the plot got, they're like, okay, we're ignoring 4, 5, and 6. We're undoing that and going back to Halloween 2, picking up 20 years after Halloween 2. And then they had Halloween Resurrection, which is widely considered to be the big train wreck of the series. And it is. It's a beautiful, enjoyable train wreck. And then you had Rob Zombie come in and he did his reboots. I could blame AMC for that night. They went into a marathon of them. Oh, for the Child's Play movies. Yeah, they did that. They did that, where they played... Did they play all of them, including the Cult of Chucky one? Yeah, AMC is usually good about some of their marathons. But if I could talk about the reboot I absolutely loved. I even go as far to say I love the reboot more than the original movies. And they do set up where they could pick this up and have a sequel. And if they do, I'm looking forward to it. Now, do I think it's really bad and really crappy of MGM or whoever the studio company was that disrespected the original creator of Chucky? Do I think they did him wrong? Absolutely. And I think it's terrible that they pretty much spit in his face, more or less, and said like, oh, screw you, we're doing our own movie, we're taking the name Child's Play. And it's like, okay, and now he's trying to launch his series that he's doing with Sci-Fi, which Sci-Fi already picked up. They're going to do a Child's Play TV series that's going to air on Sci-Fi. I'm not sure if there's any new updates on that as of yet. Do I think it's bad what they did, with him and most of the original cast? Absolutely. I absolutely do believe that they were in the wrong for treating them the way they did. But at the same time, I really love the reboot. The reboot is one of those movies that I absolutely enjoyed watching. And the reboot is surprisingly gory in a lot of scenes, which is something I didn't expect to happen. Now, I knew it was going to be rated R. And I'm like, okay, well, this is probably going to be a little mainstream. Things have changed now. It's not going to be brutal. I was wrong. It's brutal in a lot of things. Like, the brutality and the level of gore that they go to is phenomenal in a sense of, okay, they really didn't pull any punches with this one. That's something that I love and respect about, the reboot. That they're like, hey, we're going to go this direction. This is what we want to do. And in my mind, they did that very well. So if they want to, continue the series, the rebooted series, I'd say more power to them. I just hope they can keep the momentum up. Because that was something me and my brother talked about, because we both even said we weren't fans of the original. And we're like, okay, well, they're going to have to do something that would really engage, our attention. They have to do something that's different, but at the same time that felt like the original movie. Right, or do something that was in the spirit of the original. Because there's elements of the original movies I love. Like in the first one, I love the whole mystery behind the beginning of it, where you're not sure if, Andy is, telling the truth, or if this is all in his head and he really is doing these terrible things. I love the mystery of that, and from what I heard, the original script was actually delving into more of the mystery of that, where it would end where you still didn't know if it was actually the doll or if it was Andy himself. That's something that I actually really, wish they would have gone, but, it's one of those deals where in the writing stage they, change it over time, and, that's something that I loved about the original. I will say this, what I love about the remake is, I don't know, there's just a lot of elements I love about the remake. The acting was really good. Mark Hamill did a phenomenal job as his own Chucky. He did his own thing, and Mark Hamill just did great. He's a great performer, a great actor, so I knew he was going to do just fine. I wasn't even upset when I heard he was going to voice Chucky this time. I was like, oh, okay, this is cool. I love Mark Hamill. I love him as an actor, so he'll do. For promos of the new one, my movie theater had a huge pop. Oh, that is cool, man. That is cool. I wish our theater had that. No, we didn't have that, though. But that's cool. That's cool to help, promote the movie. That's pretty neat. Most theaters, have stuff like that. But that's cool, though. I really like that. I'd say I really enjoy Child's Play. This is my ranking of horror movies I've seen that I love so far this year. Child's Play is right up there. I would say a close second is Brightburn. Brightburn I really enjoyed. I really did love Brightburn. And I would say third would be Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. As far as horror goes this year, those are the ones I've seen. I would say that's where those movies rank so far. Now that's probably all going to change when September rolls around and It Chapter 2 comes out. I'm looking forward to It Chapter 2. I'm looking forward to where they're going to take that story. But if we could go off the topic of horror for a second, last weekend, I actually this past weekend, I saw with the family the new Fast and Furious movie, or the Fast and Furious spin-off movie, the Hobbs and Shaw movie. I know that it's one of those things where people wanted a more serious movie, I'm like, oh, screw you guys, this movie is just fun. Hobbs and Shaw is a fun popcorn action movie. I actually really had a lot of fun with Hobbs and Shaw. I know I'm not a huge Fast and Furious fan. I mean, there are some of the movies in the series I really love and enjoy. Again, naturally, it's one of those things where I'm like, oh, okay, which Fast and Furious is this one? Is this Fast 7 or Furious 7? I'll watch that. Or, there's most of them that I'll watch and I'm completely cool with. But Hobbs and Shaw, maybe it had to do with the writing, and also was directed by David Lynch, who directed Deadpool 2. And his style is very present in this movie, like how he did Deadpool 2, and there's a lot of surprise cameos in there. For those of you who haven't seen it, I don't want to spoil anything, but let's just say there's a reason why I say it had a Deadpool 2 feel. And that's what I loved about it. I'm like, okay, this is great. And it's one of the most comic booky plots that Fast and Furious has done, which I love. I'm like, okay, they're going full-on comic book, full-on in-your-face, hey, we're just going to have a lot of fun with this. And they did. And the banner between Dwayne Johnson and Jason Statham was amazing. Their back and forth was hilarious. It's one of those movies that you can just lay back, eat your popcorn, just enjoy watching the movie. Now, here's the thing. I want to tell you guys this. Stay after the credits, completely after the credits. There are 2 mid-credit scenes and then a post-credit scene. So it's one of those movies you really have to stay throughout the whole credits, and trust me, it's worth it. It's worth it in the sense of it's just a lot of fun. It's a fun movie. I would recommend it. I really would. Because that's actually what I want to see in an action movie. Just a fun action movie. Now, is it really good when an action movie has like a pretty compelling story? Of course, naturally. That's what helps make it more than just an action movie. Is when there's a compelling story behind there, and there's you know, a little more serious. But for just a fun action movie, it's like, yeah, I had my theater cracking it. Yeah, so you've seen it. So you've seen Hobbs and Shaw? Nice, nice, nice. I loved it. I really did. So I guess if I want to rank movies I've seen this year that I've enjoyed, I would actually rank Hobbs and Shaw right there in the top 10 list. I mean, there's a lot of movies I saw this year that I still loved. So far, like I think Endgame, Avengers Endgame, of course, that's number one. I would say the best superhero movie I've seen from DC is Shazam. Shazam was amazing. Shazam, it's like finally DC's done a good superhero movie. And not even just a good superhero movie, just a good movie in general. I loved Shazam. Shazam was great. Shazam is up there on my list. Oh, and if I could go back to the horror one real quick, the one that's at the very low of my list, as far as horror goes, is the Pet Cemetery remake. I'm not sure if I did a video about the Pet Cemetery remake. I probably will do one here in a bit at some point, but I definitely want to say how much I really, really did not like the Pet Cemetery remake. That was one that was disappointing to me. Yeah, that's one of the ones where that was disappointing to me. However, after I saw that movie, next week I went to see Us. So Us was the highlight. Us, I forgot to put that on my list. Us, I would rank up there with the horror, top horror films too. And it's just me, but is the turnaround time for some of these movies coming out on DVD and digital faster than it was before? It's like it seems like they're, coming out, or being released faster than normally how they would. I remember back when it would nearly take a year for a movie that was out in theaters to come out on video. Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, Shazam's a good movie. Shazam, would I say it's better than Aquaman? Because I did have fun with Aquaman too. I would say, yeah, Shazam's better than Aquaman. I'm trying to think if there's another movie that I saw that I really enjoyed. I mentioned Endgame. Endgame was amazing, of course, because it's Marvel. Marvel usually does good by their superhero movies. Definitely going to have to get more of this emerald blue color. I absolutely love it. And this is Laguna. Laguna and Caribbean. This one here is Pavement. It actually does look like the color of Pavement. Sky blue. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just going over the colors that Limeade. What's Kelly green? I thought for a second I thought it said jelly green, but anyway. But yeah, no, just hanging out, chilling with you guys. I'll probably go inside here in a bit and get to editing some videos, or even get to filming some new videos. Oh, but actually, here's a question for you, Wesley. Do you have any ideas or suggestions or anything that you would like to see from the Pressure Zone channel? That maybe a video that I hadn't done yet? Or at least a certain scenario that I hadn't done yet? Yeah, no, and that's saying I'm kind of stumped on a couple ideas too. I know there's one where I wanted to do one that was very much in tune or in the style of the Aesop's Fable story, The Frog and the Ox. I know there's one I wanted to do that was very much like the Frog and the Ox story, which I think would be fun. Yeah, I know there's that one. Just trying to figure out how to go about it. That's one I'm trying to figure out the story of, because when I do the Pressure Zone videos, I know the expansion part of it is always going to be one of the big key things. That's always going to be a big thing for the videos. You know, for Pressure Zone. Right, and that's the thing, though, I'm very iffy about doing, because I know there's some people that enjoy, popping, but there's other people that don't. I'm one of the people that don't. I don't enjoy popping, but I figure I might do a couple that, would involve popping. I'm not sure, which one are you? Are you a fan of, popping or non-popping? I don't mind. Okay. Okay, so yours is like either or. Yeah, and that was the thing that, if I wanted to do the Aesop's Fable story, it's going to have the explosive ending. And, I had a couple other ideas. I know I had a couple ideas. I had one where someone's actually suggested this, Michael, who's a great follower of Pressure Zone. He had like an idea to have inflation being somehow involved with the five senses. Now I already did one where music played a factor, hearing. I already done multiple food ones, taste. That's been one that I've done. I know the two I would love to do. I'm not sure if I've done one with feel, like, touch. I know touch is one I want to do, somehow have, expansion being caused by touching something. I want to do something like that. I know smell I want to do. Smell is definitely one where it's like a scent that causes expansion. I know that's one someone actually suggested a really good story idea for that. But yeah, I know, for me, I don't want to just do an inflation where it just happens. I feel like the story, takes center stage. To me, I think of the story first. I think of, okay, what would be a good, solid story? Or a solid, scenario that people will, come back and enjoy. And I'm always a fan of, like, doing the cartoonish kind of style stuff, to go back to, like, Looney Tunes or, one of those cartoons that has a fun feel to it. I know there's been some people that want me to go a few different routes. Like maybe the horror element route, which I have considered. I have definitely considered doing one that would be, definitely going into the horror level route. No, this brush here is starting to get... That's why I need to get some extra brushes. I mean, these are all that I have now. Probably when I go to the store or sometime, maybe this weekend or next week, I'll pick up some spare brushes, because I need more than just this. Yeah. Fit. Oh, wrong one. There we go. Oh, no, I wasn't fitting. But yeah, no, that's one of the ones I'm still trying to figure out, how I do it. That's why I'm always open to suggestions and ideas for the Pressure Zone channel, and even for my main channel here. I'm open for ideas and suggestions of different types of videos. Maybe one of these days you'll use some special effects to make it look... Yeah, well, that's something I'm actually really looking, forward to doing. I want to do one that makes it kind of look more realistic. And really, when I started using the the hoodie, that made a great shape. Like the shape looks great. Whenever I use the hoodie and all that, I love the way the shape comes out because it's like, okay, this is exactly what I'm looking for. So definitely going to be using more of the hoodie and maybe sweatpants at some point, but definitely going to be using more of that type of clothing. Even though I'm more of a fan of again going to something. I love the suits, like the 3-piece suits, or something dressed nice, with buttons on it. Um, but yeah, definitely going to be yeah, formal. Yeah, I love the formal looks. So I'm going to be looking into doing some special effects, more special effects like that, and more stories to do. I think the one guy that does a really good job, that's mastered at it, is the Clever Foxman guy. I'm not sure if I gave him a shout before, but yeah, Clever Foxman, he does a good job. He does a really good job. I would say he's a really yeah, no, he does a good job of doing the effects and all that. I would say because I also love his black and white style that he does. That's something I want to do. I want to do a black and white style inflation video or expansion video. I don't know. So I'm just looking through different ideas, coming up with some different scenarios. I know there's one that I wrote, but it requires another actress or actor involved. Either or, it requires another person to be involved in it. Where it's a take off of the Black Scorpion scene, and that's one I always want to recreate. But that's like already scripted out. I just need to find another actor or actress to play in it. So definitely on the list of goals I want to achieve. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, no, definitely. I actually gotta get going here. I'm going to check out some things, but anyway, thank you for coming on the stream. I hope you enjoy this channel as much as you enjoy the Pressure Zone channel. On my main channel, there's different types of videos that I do. So yeah, but thank you for joining me, and hopefully I get to chat with you again. So I will see you all later. Yeah, no, it was fun. It was fun. So yeah, you take care, Wesley. Okay, see ya.